Oh, all right, Bourbon Quest. It's your host, Bourbon Steve. Well, what do we have tonight? It is day 28 here on National Bourbon Heritage Month. So, remember, stay hydrated, my friends. So, what do we have for you tonight? So, let's just jump right in. So, what we have is Wathen's single barrel Charles Medley Distillery, not genuine without this signature. Personally selected Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, 94 proof. Let you take a look at it there. This is Wathen's. I got turned onto this maybe 2 or 3 months ago, something along those lines. And yeah, the really cool thing is, if you look, I should pull it out. I will just pull it out. It's like, I probably should compare them, but number one is the bottle is very similar to Elmer T. Lee. So I'm just going to go pull out my Elmer T. Lee so you can take a look. They both have like these indentions on the side. Right, I don't know if you can see that or not. The indentions on the side of this Wathen's, the indentions on the side of Elmer T. Lee. I mean, these are the exact same goddamn bottle. The Wathen's and the Elmer T. Lee are the exact same bottle. I mean, the little curvature right here, the length of the neck, the curvatures on the side, the square, and I mean, well, I'm gonna write this down for a review. I'm going to compare these side by side, because when I did the mash bill, Elmer T. Lee's mash bill number 2, it finished last when I did it blind. And so at some point I will do a video before the end of the year comparing these two head to head blind to see which comes out better. Because I have a feeling it's going to be this Wathen's, which you can go get on the shelf. It's either 50 or 55 bucks. This Elmer T. Lee I got for 45 bucks, which is basically MSRP, but good luck getting it at that price, because it's extraordinarily hard to find. But anyways, what we're here to talk about is Wathen's. I just thought it struck me that it's the same bottle that Elmer T. Lee comes in. So I got turned on to this a few months back when I was talking bourbon with a bar guest of mine, and they mentioned it, and I was like, I had no clue. And they're like, oh yeah, it's really, really good. You should, if you get a chance, get you one. So I started to kind of keep an eye out for it, and I had never seen it as far as I know. And then after they mentioned it to me, it was probably, I don't know, 4 or 6 weeks after that I saw it on the shelf at a liquor store that I frequent. And so, by golly, I picked one up. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, really liked it, enough to where, I think it's right there. Yeah, right here behind my right shoulder, I went ahead and bought up a backup bottle. Because, like I said, it's not something I'd really seen before. I don't know that it's hard to get or anything. I just know it's when the research I did on it when I did that video was this was like one of the oldest distilleries out of Kentucky, a small family owned. But I actually don't think they actually distill anymore. Yeah, because while it says Kentucky straight bourbon, it's Charles Medley Distillery, and it says bottled by Charles Medley Distillery, Fairfield, California. But it's still damn good. And like I said, I will do a video before the end of the year, blind, doing this against Elmer T. Lee, because you can't get Elmer T. Lee. I mean, I was fortunate that I got this in a lottery, so I got it for MSRP at 45 bucks. And then I've seen it like at Justin's House of Bourbon for $4.50 and blah blah blah, which is freaking bullshit. It's the worst of mash bill number 2. Like I said, if you want to go look at that video. But anyways, enough about Elmer. We'll put you aside, Elmer. And what we want to talk about is this Wathen single barrel here on day 28 of National Bourbon Heritage Month. Hell yeah. Hand bottled 5/16/22. So yeah, this is what now, September? So yeah, I got this like 2 or 3 months ago. Alright. Is there any more I want to read about that? I gave you that, There's nothing really on the back except a government warning if you're pregnant, which I hope to never be. Alright, so. Yeah, it's sweet, fruit forward. I get cherry, orange. I get a little bit of touch of pear, but cherry, orange, touch of pear. I mean, this is 94 proof. It noses a little bit higher than that, more like 98, 99. Now some of that caramel, vanilla, touch of milk chocolate. I mean, the nose is very nice on this. Granted, it is a single barrel, so I guess they can vary. Alright, let's go in. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. No, I get that milk chocolate on the front, followed by then those fruit notes of orange, cherry, mainly orange and cherry. I don't really get any apricot on the palate. Maybe a hint of pear. Interesting. But no, it's damn good. I mean, at 55 bucks, go pick you up one like I did. I mean, this is great. I mean, I cannot wait to do this blind against Elmer T. Lee, because number one, I actually think it'll win, and number two, even if it doesn't, the value composition is a no-brainer. I mean, buy Wathen's all day long for 55 bucks. Because, I mean, unless you win it like I did in a lottery, you're not getting it at MSRP. Which is stupid, because it's I'm not going to do it tonight. I promise. Ooh, I'm so tempted to, like, what the fuck? I'm going to do it anyways. I'll go back. I will still do a video doing on blind, but this Wathen's is good, damn good. I mean, so I'm not going to do it blind. I'm just going to compare them off the rip. Yeah, it's so sweet. I get that orange, that cherry. I still get a touch of, not apricot, but pear. I got apricot on the nose, but more a little bit of pear on the palate. I mean, it drinks easy, nice. Ooh, I know, smooth. But no, it does. I mean, at 94 proof, I think it drinks a little bit higher than that, more like 98, 99. But again, nothing overpowering, nothing pungent, sweet. I mean, this is freaking enjoyable. I mean, especially at that price point, it's a total thumbs up. If you see this, find this, come across it, it's a double thumbs up buy. Alright, I'm grabbing the glass. I'm gonna just compare it to this Elmer T. Lee. I don't give a fuck. Wasn't planning on doing this, but you know, after seeing that they're in the exact same damn bottle, Elmer T. Lee, brother. I ain't afraid of poor allocated shit. Too many people are. Alright. Alright, yeah, let's go in for this. Let's cleanse the palate a little bit. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Stay hydrated. Now, I will say, what's the proof on Elmer? Alright, Elmer T. Lee. Oh, 90 proof, so less proof, but I get more oak on this. More cherry, more vanilla, more caramel. I do actually think the nose is better, probably on the Elmer. Oh, this so is sweet, but it's a little bit more fruit forward. The Wathen's a little bit more fruit forward on the nose. Yeah, that orange, cherry, again, hint of pear, whereas this is, yeah, more oak, more black pepper. Both are really good. They're just slightly different. With this being, the Wathen's being more fruit forward, this being a little bit more oak forward. Alright, cheers, Bourbon Quest. This is Elmer T. Lee. Yeah, I get that oak. What was the proof on that? Oh yeah, 90. I was going to say, it come off less proof and enjoyable. That really is drinks at 90 proof, whereas the Wathen's at 94 drunk more like 98, 99. There's definitely more oak on this. Alright, cheers, Bourbon Quest. Elmer T. Lee. I mean, it's good, it's solid, and at $45, I mean, yeah. Honestly, anything above 45, okay, maybe 50, but no, it's the worst of mash bill number 2. Nothing against Elmer T. Lee, the man, but the whiskey is not that great. Alright, I'm going to cleanse the palate and go back to the Wathen's. You know, like I said, I will do it before the end of the year, blind. But I'm thinking, so sweet. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. I'm telling you what, doing this head to head, Wathen's all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Like, I don't even think it's close. I think it's, granted, like, I know this, I'm saying it one more time, and then I promise I won't say it again. I will do these blind so that I'm not biased or influenced, but off the rip, I'd buy this. I'd buy the Wathen's over Elmer T. Lee based upon, you know, my experience. Now, granted, most people will choose Elmer T. Lee if they can get it for the same price as the Wathen's because of its rarity and unallocated unavailability. I mean, it's freaking impossible to get. especially at what it should be priced at. I don't know. If you pay $450 for an Elmer Tea Lee, you're a goddamn idiot. I hate to put it so blunt, but that's just stupid. Like, it's not that great. I mean, yeah, it's good, it's solid, but and at 45, maybe $50, sure. I mean, I would buy it, but if you're out there hunting this, number one, I wouldn't even hunt it because it's not that good. I mean, I can think of 4, 5, 6, maybe up to 10 bourbons around $50 or less that are better than Elmer Tea Lee. And like I said, if you go back and watch my video when I did the lineup of mash bill number 2, it finished last. So, I mean, Blanton's is better, which I also understand is somewhat hard to get, but much easier than Elmer Tea Lee. And then on that mash bill 2 video, it was Rock Hill Farms first. And then I can't remember. It was either Hancock and then Blanton's or vice versa. Which, again, well, Rock Hill Farms is extremely hard to get. So is Hancock. And then probably the hardest to get out of that mash bill number 2, it's either Elmer Tea Lee or the Rock Hill Farm. But the Rock Hill Farm is a hitter. And I do understand that Blanton's is hard to get, but if you're a decent bourbon quest, I mean, I've got like 5 bottles of Blanton's right now on my shelf, and I could have more, but I choose to pass them up sometimes because I don't need more than 5. So yeah, but if you pay over $60 for Elmer Tea Lee, bro, you're wasting your money because it's not that good. Like I said, I can think of 5 to 10 bourbons within $60 or less that are a killer, and this Wathen's is one of them because it's freaking There's no more Elmer Tea Lee. I think, the thing about Elmer Tea Lee is Buffalo Trace, so everybody's got to chase it, and everybody's got to bow down, and whatever. This, thank you, I don't even know. I think they were traveling through town, stopped at my restaurant, like, 4 or 5 months ago, told me about Wathen's, and then, a month or 2 later, I saw it, which, thank you, whoever you were, because I don't remember. You were an out-of-towner coming to my restaurant, told me about Wathen's, which opened my mind's eye to at least look for. I wasn't chasing it, but I looked for it, and then when I saw it, I pounced like a cat. I pounced on it, and they were right. It's damn good. I think it's better than Elmer Tea Lee. But granted, I'm not, because I already said I'm not going to say it again. We'll see when we do whatever I talked about earlier. Alright, we got to wrap this shit up because I'm rambling. But no, this Wathen's is delicious. Man, that's so good. I don't know. I have to go back and look. I'm not going to add it now because I've already got, surprisingly, I guarantee you between 20 to 30 bourbons already that are going to compete for Whiskey of the Year, because I think there's been. No, they're going to compete for Whiskey of the Year. I was thinking about, should I add this? I'll check my notes. I may have already, to be honest with you. Because I keep, a tally of, all right, what's Whiskey of the Year worthy to compete? And it may be in there. If it's not, I'm going to add it because I think it's that good. And a great value. I don't think it'll win, but I think it deserves to compete. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm kind of conflicted because this 2022 year has been a little bit conflicted. I don't think I've had two, maybe three great bottles. And yeah, and I think, well, obviously I haven't tasted it yet. I think I've got at least one more great bottle, hopefully more, before the year ends out. But by and large, as a general statement and rule, since I started my bourbon class in 2020, to me, at this point, all things considered, the availability, the variety, whatever, this has probably been my least favorite year. Now, even with it being my least favorite year, if you win Whiskey of the Year on Bourbon Quest, you're a fucking hitter. And I know there's at least 3 or 4 that, which when I do Whiskey of the Year, it's all blind. So that there's no outside influence, whatever. But there has been 3 or 4 hitters that are like off the charts. So I think it's still going to be a good competition. It's one of those things like, but I think there's probably more contenders in this third year that I'm doing Whiskey of the Year. Granted, I didn't have it on video in 2020, which was Bardstown Discovery Batch 3, but 2021 was, did I say that already? 2021 was Bardstown Discovery Batch 3. What did I say it would have been? Anyways, last year was Jack Daniel's Coy Hill. This year, I'm interested to see. I think in general, this year has been subpar, but I think at least the top 5 bourbons have been well worthy and granted. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm rambling. Because, I still needed to do another video. Alright, cheers, Bourbon Quest. Hey, pick up this Wathen. I wish I had unlimited resources because I keep a list of what I'm chasing, what I'm hunting, and I've already way overspent on my budget so far for this month. And hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, but there's like 3 or 4 bottles right now that I'm watching, like when I can get them, what the inventory is, and when I can plop down the money for them. Yeah, it's been a wild September, but hey, cheers, Bourbon Quest. Get you a Wathen. we're gonna sign out before this video cuts me off. But before we end it, I just want to say, as always, my wish for you is that all your bourbon quest dreams come true. Haha, that's a wrap, yo. That Wathen is so damn good. Oh, I'm gonna have to pick up another one. Alright. Haha.